Why is the seller selling the home? One of the worst questions to ask as a buyer when you are trying to come up with a competitive offer price on a property that you would like to purchase. Why is that? Well, welcome to my channel. My name is Lower Vang, and I create real estate related content to help buyers and sellers with their real estate needs. And in this video, I'm going to cover the factors that buyers like to look at when they're trying to come up with an offer price. However, they are completely irrelevant to coming up with that price. And so the first one here that we're going to look at is, why is the seller selling their home? This is a terrible question to ask or a factor to consider because it is really none of your business why the seller is trying to sell their home. And even if they do tell you some kind of reason, how do you know they are telling you the truth? They could just be feeding you misinformation so that you will, submit some kind of offer a different type of way. And of course, if the actual property is underpriced, overpriced, or priced correctly, ultimately the market will dictate where it is by, say, if it's priced correctly or underpriced, there might be a lot of offers on the table and a bidding war. Or if it is overpriced, then obviously the property is going to sit with many days on the market, and that's basically the market responding to the seller's list price. I see that the seller bought this home for X dollars about X years ago. So what makes them think that they can sell their home for that price that they're asking for in today's market? Well, Mr. Buyer, yesterday's price is not today's price, meaning that the market conditions were completely different when the seller purchased their home compared to what you're trying to buy their home for today. And so our job is not to be concerned with how much they paid when we're trying to come up with a competitive offer here. Instead, we need to be looking at what similar homes in similar condition and in the same location are selling for, and so that we can come up with an offer that is competitive for what the market is saying. Another non-factor when considering coming up with an offer price for a home are general maintenance and upkeep items. Things like a roof, HVAC system, water heater, or windows. While all of those are nice if the home has been replaced recently with those items or they are newer, it shouldn't actually add to the value of that home for what the market is saying just because those items are new. And at the same time, if those items are older, as long as they have not failed or have significant defects, at the same time, just because they're older doesn't mean that your offer price should be less than what the market is saying that home is worth. Because these are general maintenance and upkeep items that any homeowner would have to do once they own that home. Other completely irrelevant factors when trying to come up with an offer price for a home are questions directly related to the seller, such as, hey, can you find out what occupation the seller has? Or, hey, what's the religion? What is their race or ethnicity? As you can tell, these questions have nothing to do with the value of their home that they are selling. So just do yourself a favor. Don't ask any of these questions because you could probably open yourself up to violating many federal fair housing laws. Hey, can you ask the seller if they know if anybody's ever died in their home before? Say what? Well, while this is a weird question, it is somewhat common from buyers to ask. And again, it's still completely irrelevant to coming up with a competitive offer price for when you want to purchase a home. And while you are allowed to ask this question, depending on what state that you are in, the seller may not be required to answer this question. So the last irrelevant factor when trying to determine a competitive offer price on a home that you want to buy is the list price. Yes, just throw the list price out the window because you as the buyer need to do your own due diligence along with your buyer agent to make sure that the list price that the seller and the listing agent has set is actually a valid valuation of where that home might be worth. Because oftentimes it is a strategy when you are setting that list price. So, for example, if the list price is intentionally set really low to where it looks like a fantastic deal, that could be intentional. Now they're just trying to draw in as many buyers as possible, like a big sale sign that says 50% off. Well, everybody and their brother is going to know that that home is a deal. And so they're all going to be coming through like a parade. And the hope is that they will end up with 20 plus offers and the purchase price will be super high. So it works. This is a strategy that is being done right now, probably. So do not take the list price for face value. You, as the buyer, you need to do your due diligence and enlist the help of your buyer agent to run accurate comps for you so that you can come up with the best offer price as well as what you're comfortable with for paying for that home. On the other hand, if your due diligence shows that the seller has listed at a sky high price, meaning there are no comps even remotely close to what they have, then that is probably a pass, because that is a sign of a not serious at all seller. They are delusional or a dreamer, trying to get as much as they can for their property regardless of what the market is saying. And so they're likely not to budge at all on what they want. So best to move on from this type of listing. So in conclusion, when making an offer on a home, focus on the actual market value of the property and avoid being influenced by relevant factors related to the seller. Doing so will ensure that you're making a fair offer based on the property's true value per the market conditions. And so that's it for this video. Good luck with your home buying journey. If you found value in the content that I'm sharing, I would really appreciate it if you consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and the bell notification so that you are alerted of future videos just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.